Good evening. My name is Nick, and I'm here to tell you about my app called Stressgram. Now, if any of you here have a life that's very blissful and stress-free, please raise your hand. I see one there. I want to talk to you about how you make that happen. Well, the vast majority of us have stress in our lives.
No.
I mean, of course, there's the election stress, but besides that, there's regular stress too, right? And what I've found is that as we learn it, when we work on startups, is what you don't measure, you can't fix. And so I think it's important to start measuring stress. Thankfully, in this hackathon, one of the sponsors was called Niroga, and they wanted an app about stress. Now, Niroga literally is a Sanskrit word which means ni, without roga, disease. So, stress is a disease, and we need to work on figuring out how to fix it. And my vision is to make stress social. Why should we suffer alone? Share, share our burden and reduce it. So what you're going to see here is what I have done in about 10 hours of coding since last night, which is not the entire vision, but should give you a pretty good idea. So on the home screen here, we'll start off by clicking on touching measure stress. And at which point what you're going to see is the requirement for this app was to implement something called the perceived stress scale. It's a scientific tool. It's 10 questions, very simple questions that help you understand what level of stress you have. So there's an introduction for the user, and then we go on to the first question. So it's just this basic series of very simple questions. So I'll just read the first one out. I won't go through all of them in detail. In the last month, how often have you been upset because of something that happened unexpectedly? So, you can answer one of these questions, and let's say sometimes. And the app continues to move through all the 10 questions in series. And I'll just randomly select options here. And when you get to the 10th question, what it's going to do is basically use the formula that is required by the scale. So it does all the computations for it, and it produces a result. So there we go. All right. So the random selections I made suggest that I have very high stress. So it's not true. I'm actually low-key and not very stressed. So at this point, this app is so far anonymous. So you could just basically figure out what your stress level is. And this is a scientific thing. It's not just a random thing. But if you want to track it, at this point you can go ahead and put a comment and then say you want to save the result. Now what I'm going to do is, in the interest of saving some time and showing you the next step, I have a little hack I put in here where it'll put some data for the past so we can see some of the analytics. Otherwise, a data point of 1 doesn't really make it easy to tell things. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. At this point, it detects that I'm not logged in, so I get a choice to sign up, which I will do. And so you don't have to see me suffer through typing all this. I put a little hack here that fills in some of my information. So at this point, you see on the bottom, beyond the usual stuff, there's a couple of fields that are interesting: a state and mobile. So as I said, I ultimately want this to be a social app, and what I want to do is focus on allowing you to compare your stress level to other categories. Perhaps your friend list in Facebook, or by country, or which states are most stressed out, the red states or the blue states, things like that. So that's where the state comes from. And the mobile aspect of it is because I want to have a service where you periodically get an SMS which reminds you to watch some of the videos that Niroga has produced to help you reduce your stress, and to go into this app and record it. So it's more proactive to get you to come back to the app and help you reduce your stress. So I'm going to go ahead and say sign up. And it's going to do its thing, and using the AT&T API at this point. So this is the point where I sort of ended up. My graph is not pretty. In fact, it's pretty embarrassing. But ultimately, what you would see at this point is your record of all the previous stress tests you've taken. And my vision is to also have worldwide and groups, etc. That's what these other icons are for. So you'll see your graph along with other apps. So you saw there that while I was waiting there, a text message came in. So it says, welcome to Stressgram. We'll send periodic reminders to watch neural videos and check your stress level. So it's more proactive and helps you keep coming back to the app. So that's it for my demo. In terms of technology, this app is pretty much 99% JavaScript. It is 100% back-ended by Apigee. So all the user authentication, the data storage, everything is Apigee. It does use the AT&T API for SMS. And that is my presentation. I'm happy to take any questions.
Can you show the SMS API working?
Sorry?
Can you show the SMS API working?
Yeah, it's right there. That message just came in.
Oh, okay.
Well, when I signed up.
Okay. Any other questions, judges? No
All right.
questions?
Wish you a stress-free evening. Thank you.
Thank you much.